their original dimension. Like the the chapter 2 one had Missy, and there were a couple patches of sand here and there. So I wanted to do that again with this. Okay, time to do this again. Now, levels time. Honestly, this trick has saved my life so many times. Do you know how many stars there are in Magiform? A lot. I don't know. When I found out how to do it, that blew my mind. Okay, I think that looks fine. And I was right. I think it was because of the RGB that it turned out weird last time. Oh, is that part of the line art? You can see the atoms from here due to the zoom. Yeah, same. It's a neat trick. It's fun when you can see the pixels. Okay, control. Again, this layer is gonna be for the glow of the stars. And this one's gonna be so the stars look a little bit more rounded. Yeah, I think I like this. Alright, so that's the background. And I think this looks fine without any dots. I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit. Okay, let's do the actual background now. Background, foreground, it's whatever. You got the cool one. Oh! He screams. He roars, Lolo. Yeah, I don't know what it is about that face, but I thought it was very funny. And for some reason, that's just the one I use all the time. I don't know. I've used it a couple times for special episodes. I don't know. This is one of those faces that happened during the sketch, and I was like, I cannot ink over that. Like I cannot erase that and make it better. That's going in the inks, and so it did. time to do this. Lolo's always the best. Yeah. Debatable, but yes. I like Lolo. I don't know. The characters all have my moments of being my favorites. Like Temps, Tiny Temps. That was really fun to draw. Especially since it's mostly the same expression over and over. So like I don't know, it was really funny to me. That and Baby Vanilla, Salty Vanilla. I don't know. She's got a side eye. Baby Pumpkin was fun too. You know, as I've said, everyone has had a turn of being my favorite. Chapter 1 vanilla version also. Don't start. She looks like Warrior Cat's fan art. But like the kind that's in that there's like people trying to copy the manga style in high school. I say that from experience. Did you think I was not religiously reading that one trilogy with Graystripe and Millie? Okay, I think we're almost done with this. Honestly, if I could go back in time and tell myself to not do something, uh, like design wise, maybe it would be, hey, maybe don't put so many spots on vanilla snakes. Because that's going to take a while. Because like I think you can tell a little which Magiforms were colored first and last, because Vanilla's is the first one to show up, so I held nothing back, and I did not realize until later that that would become a problem. Then Missy, Zigzag, and Lolo show up, and they're like a little bit less involved, but still got a lot of colors on them. And then you got Pumpkin. Pumpkin shows up, and I'm like, you get 2 colors on your person. And then when you Magiform, you get like 2 more, that's it. Like I think those designs look good. Don't get me wrong, but like, you know, sometimes I'm like, I could have gone simpler. This was supposed to be the easy one. Symbolism. They're looking at a tree that's sprouting in front of the flashback chapter. I try to make each chapter focus on a certain cat. Like, at first it was gonna have their thoughts in there, but I just didn't really follow through on that. Like, chapter 2 would be mostly a Missy chapter. Then, 1 was Lolo. 3 is a bit more Zigzag. The thing is with 3, though, is that the flashback was supposed to happen during that chapter. And the story just did not pan out that way. Just gonna add some of those like little gray things that are like in the dirt sometimes. You know, rocks. When the comic ends, it'll be interesting to see the evolution of the drawings. Yeah, you can see it now, honestly. Like, to me, there's a huge difference. Like, especially since Magiform it started uploading like a year after I graduated from college. So, uh, yeah, it's weird to think that that was the best I could do then after graduating, because honestly, I think a lot of my improvement happened after. But I did need college though, like in terms of attitude and just learning how to learn, I'd say. Also, I met my best friend there, and I would not erase him from my existence for one corn chip. I don't know why I said that. Certainly not one corn chip. For all the corn chips in the world, I would not erase him from my existence. This tree. I had to make it super squiggly, didn't I? I had to. Sometimes I forget when inking that the weirder you make the shape, the. You know, it might turn out certain ways. Am I putting the drops in front? Yeah, okay, I'll put them in front. I don't think I'm gonna go super heavy on the shadows for this one because there is so much going on. And I'm also not doing the lettering for, oh, chapter 1, chapter 2. I'm not doing that here. Banish some of your friends for your drawing skill. That's selfish. I mean, if you isolate yourself and draw, that's already what you're doing. It's already what I'm doing in certain cases. But no, I try to meet up with friends like once a week. And we don't make contact with anyone else because the pandemic is not over. I go to their house and they have cats, so yes, cats are good. Just the one who are your friends, not the good ones. I mean, if you say banish it in terms of just like ghosting and not like sending them to the shadow realm. But no, as I've said, drawing is just, it's practice. Like, I know it's annoying when people say that, but it honestly just is. Practice and reference and asking people and observing. I don't know, sometimes I go outside after having studied a lot about perspective and I just see the lines in my head and I'm like, oh my god, brain, no! I don't want to think about 3-point perspective right now. But I am. Can't turn it off. I wanted this to be like a more of a pale one. Because I don't know if people have noticed, but in chapter 6, pretty much all the trees where Pumpkin and Vanilla grew up are birch trees. And in like all the other chapters of Magiform, in the present, there's a mix of birch trees and other trees. So I wanted to really show that to like really convey that they grew up in a different spot. One thing I also did that people have not noticed is whenever a drop shows up, you will see the animal like one of the animals it like stole life essence from to form. You'll see them in the background. Like the duck in chapter 2, you see like a mother duck and her ducklings in one of the pages, and there's also a squirrel like really hidden in chapter 1 before Vanilla fights the drop. And for the bear, obviously for the bear, there's a bear skeleton, so that's what that was. It doesn't really come back. It just means the drop ate the bear. It's fine if I go over the lines here because I'm going to use another layer after, and never do twice what you can do once. In terms of webcomic, the motto for webcomics is just simplify, because you're gonna be doing a lot of work. Again, you're the one doing everything, unless you've got like a partner, and again, like, you still gotta do everything together. Like for Magiform, I've had the main story pinned down since the start. I know how it ends, and when I focus on a certain chapter, I do the thumbnails, and that's when I do the dialogue. After that, I gotta pencil and ink and color and letter and have that ready for a certain time frame. So, it's a lot of work. It can be fun, but there's also a lot of discipline. For Magiform, I chose to make it a story that wasn't like super close to my heart. Like I like the characters. I think it's a fun story, but I've got other stories that I could have gone first where I don't think I could have handled criticism if people had strong criticism. With Magiform, I'm more okay with people going like, "Oh, you could have done this instead of this," and I'm like, "Dang it, I could have." F for the bear who went for honey and ended up eaten by a drop. Yeah, F for the bear. Does this have anything to do with the bear? Yes. Everything has to do with the bear. I like doodling my birch trees. Is this a birch leaf? No. But you guys won't tell. You can try to cancel me over birch leaf. That's that. I want a little flower. That flower is just, I like having it in the background sometimes, because I just had this lone little yellow flower in the background during the first fight scene, and I just like drawing it again because I think it's funny. Like how no one has ever said responsibility in Magiform without getting interrupted by Zigzag. That's happened twice already. The third time is gonna be special. I do have a story about bears, though. That's one that I would like to do later. It's based off my teddy bears from when I grew up. problem with that one is that it's also another one that needs reworking. It's got a lot of edgy high school attitude in it. Okay, so this one I want there to be pavement. Like, that's the texture I want to go for. And by texture, I mean color, because I'm not texturing this. I might, like, put up some shadows, but that's gonna come with the shadows, so yeah. Honestly, if I do end up printing Magiform, I might just put in some prints that I've already done. Like I did a cute little Halloween one for Patreon at one point, and it's like I can put it online now because the early access window has expired on it, so I could put it in the book. Okay, we got this so far. I'm gonna color pumpkin and vanilla first. With vanilla, it's pretty much just a pale yellow, and then I add in some brown and gray afterwards. Hi, welcome! Welcome to the stream. Currently, I'm coloring the chapter 6 cover, and after that's done, I'll see what I can do for chapter 7. Chances are I won't finish it during this stream, but I might just want to show the line art. Again, I'm putting the drops layers before in front of the cats, so I can get away with not adhering to the line art. I can color outside the lines. I have so much power. How's the poll going? I mean, it's pretty public, so, like, there's not much spoilers so far. I haven't compiled it, but it kind of looks like Lolo's gonna win again. No surprise there. Rex keeps getting unexpected votes. But no, everyone seems to be getting votes this time around, which is nice. I'm not sure if I've seen a single vote for Snowball, though. Like, Mittens, I've seen a couple, but Snowball, I'm not sure. You like the twins, though not as much as who you voted for. Well, yeah, that's fair. I like the twins, too. Oh, shoot. A couple people actually voted for that character that I teased that will come in the comic in the last chapter. So yay, they get votes because I would feel bad for not including them. Favorite followed by Missy Squishy Fireform. Oh well, thank you. I like how the dog's designs came out. I was gonna say something and I forgot. Yeah, most of the designs were done by the time I was publishing the comic, even like before I was doing chapter one. Maybe a couple got done like while I was doing the chapters. Like I know the bear I had to redo like a bunch of times because it's the bear. It needs a big entrance. It needs a really big design that people are gonna remember. So I had to rework the bear a couple times. With Samson, his Magiform is a horse, and while I was in the middle of inking, aka when the design had already set in and some pages were already out where he shows up, I was like, hey, he's a Dalmatian. Wouldn't a giraffe fit better? And then I face palmed. Yeah, Missy's little squishy salamander. I like Missy. Missy is that kid during recess that will do anything on the dare, but will also dare you to dare them. I don't know. There's a lot of little girls like that. Feral children. Yeah, I think I left that comic in the concept art episode with Samson. I didn't expect people to like zero in on Horatio, that one character that I mentioned during the concept art episode, who was originally Endo's brother, but now Endo's just not in the same story anymore. Horatio will get his time. Yeah, believe you me, he's his story's getting worked on. Alright, let's get some orange. Pumpkin's orange is like not super red, it's mostly yellow. And then you got her little neckerchief. It's red, but it's like not too red. There's a bit of blue in there. See, that's a little bit too blue. There we go. That's better. I pay a lot more attention to colors now. Again, warms and cools. I never forgot. I took one painting class in college, and my teacher told me I had a good eye, and then I kept it going out of guilt. I like reusing the same color for noses. Okay, there they are. So that leaves us with shading and the drops. Sounds like a really bad Beauty and the Beast remake. Shading and the drops. It's a tale as old as time, song as old as rhyme. It's old as time because it takes forever to do it. I think I'll do their shading afterwards, but I'll do the background shading now. You had a friend named Endo before, this comic existed. Yeah, it turns out a lot of people use that word for stuff. One thing that I felt a little guilty over is that I had a coworker who on Facebook she would post about endometriosis, which I think I'm pronouncing right, and it's like this condition where like periods are really really bad and painful and like need to be managed, and like there's a whole lot of stuff in that. But thing is, every time she goes on Facebook to talk about it, she talks about endo because like yeah, it's a short way of saying it, and I'm like, oh boy, oh no. I named my villain after that. I mean, not after that. He comes from endothermic, but like, you get it. I don't know where it started, but I named my shading layers just random stuff. I named all the other layers stuff that helps me find it. For some reason, the shading layer is just named random stuff. I think it's just my way of making it fun. In real life, it's also a villain. Endo honors the names. Yeah, I guess. But again, he does honor the name because endothermic. This is what that means. In the first iteration of Paltico Island, he was called Max. So we could have just had an alien named Max. I would rather endometriosis not be proud of anything. I hope it's that people who suffer from it get more attention and find effective ways to manage it. It's pretty, thank you. I tried. Just the word then, not the meaning. Okay, I can respect that. I like doing grass. Don't take that out of context. I am in Canada, but like, you know. Okay. You guys better not clip that. Oh boy. There are far worse things that could be said for the record, but still. Honestly, I'm more worried about people digging up that one thing about the cake in the freezer that had been there for like a year, and I still ate some. Hey kids, if you don't want to eat food, you are allowed to throw it out. Like, you know, eat your veggies and stuff, but like, again, if food's gone bad, like, or if it's on the edge of going bad and you think you're not gonna eat it, there's nothing wrong with throwing it out. In a way, you're helping Mother Nature fast track composting time. If the food doesn't have mold, it's eatable. See, I have to be extra careful about that because I'm anosmic. I don't have a sense of smell, and I haven't had one for as long as I can remember. So it has happened where I've, like, you know, taken a swig of milk, and oh no, it's sour. I need to be paranoid about this because I cannot give it the smell test. But you know, I'm careful. I'm careful about milk, and there's actually a trick you can do with eggs to find out if they're rotten, like without cracking them. You put them in a pot of water, and if they float, they're rotten, and if they like, you know, if they stay in the bottom, they're edible. So I have used that before. It's a neat trick. Thing is with the anosmia is that not a lot of people know about it, and even I didn't know about it until like high school because I placeboed myself into thinking that I could smell. And then at one point I was reading a book and some character goes like, "Oh, you know how you smell something strong and you keep smelling it when you walk into another room?" And I'm like, "Yeah. Wait, no, I don't." And then I tried to like think about what flowers smell like and like the differences between what they would smell like, and then I realized, oh no, I don't know what any of them smell like, and I had a crisis. So you know, disability awareness, good. It's been a ride though since COVID happened because I've had to explain to people like, no, it's a thing that I've had for a while. It's not because of that. Crack 3 eggs on a plate and the fourth one is rotten. Oh no. I think I might also do this. Ooh. Do a little fade in with the grass. I think that might also be why I stick to simple foods to make. I mean, it's also like a routine thing, I think. But no, every breakfast, pretty much, it's a peanut butter sandwich. And it's not a thing that like I have to have. Sometimes I'll remember I have like leftover pastries and something, and I'll have that for breakfast. But like, you know, it's simple. It's there. It's good for me to have a go-to. It really like simplifies thing, and I can get started in the morning. just gonna add a little bit more here. There we go. Art is a process. It's just problem solving. You never fully know what something's gonna look like until you finish it. Alright, time to do the drops. I'm probably gonna do some streamer stuff here too, but mostly in the drop area. I'll think about it after. Again, in these covers, I tend to make the drops a little more complicated than usual. But since there is a lot of stuff going on here, I think I might just do like 1 to 2 layers for them. Alright, so this is supposed to be like their drops. So that one, probably like a more russet orange, so it kind of sticks out. You know, like Vanilla's form, but it grew on you, you know. Yeah, I was surprised people didn't, like, pick up on that, because as the author, everything is obvious to me. And this comic has been a real learning experience of things that are obvious to me not being obvious to other people. Sometimes I'm a bit too close to my work, and I think things will come easy if I don't explain them, but I have to explain them. Because that's what good storytelling is. it helps when people know what's going on, you know? Like, I'd rather people guess plot twists than be completely blindsided by them. Like, the thing with Lolo, I think I've seen one person who's called it. Like, there's one person in the comment that actually got it completely right. So I'll take that as a sign that I'm doing a good job. She still doesn't stick out enough. Guess I can add like a bit of blue. Time to go hunting. Good luck, there's a lot of comments. Bit of a humble brag. But no, seriously, there's a lot of comments everywhere. I don't even remember what episode that would be in. Oh no, you like surprises? Okay, well, hopefully it's a satisfying thing. I hope it lands. Oh god, okay, what'd I do? Oh. I guess it just deselected. Right, through here. Since they're overlapping, I might even want to do, like, separate layers for each drop. I think I'm just going to finish this one and maybe just show the line art for the chapter 7 one. I might just do another stream. Maybe before the month's over. Fun fact, Missy and Lolo are named after Apollo and Artemis. It just happens to work out like that, so I think it's cute. And also, like, Artemis is the silent hunter one in the night under the silver of the moon, and Apollo is the flamboyant one under the sun. And so I think it's fun to have a little irony in the names because it's Missy and Lolo is it's kind of like a complete personality swap. There is an alternate universe somewhere where Vanilla ended up being called Noodles. That was one of the names I considered. Noodles and pumpkin. That works less well than vanilla and pumpkin because you can have pumpkin pie a la mode with some vanilla ice cream on top. I think it's cute. I'll see, at this point it might be worth it to go in with a brush and contour the area, but nah. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up, beat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. Okay, that's this one. I'm not completely coloring it because I'm going to cover this area in white anyway. There's a tangent here, but you guys won't tell. Is Vanilla still my favorite? I don't think I ever said she was my favorite, but I know I did say at one point that she is the one that I relate the most to because she kind of is my thought process. I'm not super sure about that. To some extent, all the characters are like extensions of myself, like any author writing characters. But I don't know actually. Like the little bit where I think it's in chapter 5 where Zigzag is just lashing out because she wants to go on the mission, and things go sour. I don't know, that it's not drawn from a specific childhood memory or like anything like that, but I don't know. You gotta go. Okay, bye. Have a good one. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna run much longer anyway. As I've said, I don't think I'm gonna be doing the chapter 7 one today. I might do it sometime else. If you guys are wondering what that shadowy box on the bottom right is, that is just the navigator window. I don't know why it doesn't pick it up, but it's there. There's probably a setting I can turn on that will help it not do that, but I have not looked for it yet. Okay. I think this looks better. So now we've got our drops, or at least the base colors for them. So I'm gonna select that. And I guess we're gonna add some white to it. Working like this kind of reminds me of the flashback style. Honestly, I only did that for that one exposition scene because I don't like doing exposition scenes. It kind of makes me uncomfortable because I feel like I'm going on for too long. But since I did the polygonal style, I don't know, it kind of just became the flashback style. And it's fun, I like working like that. I'm definitely gonna pull this back, but yeah. Might get a burger after this. Burger. This is definitely not the first stream where I mentioned burgers. I think like during that one where I mentioned the Dairy Queen cake, there was there was also some like burgers in my freezer that I was trying to get rid of. No one judge my eating habits. I'm doing better now. Burgers are the best, yes. Yes, they are. Sometimes they just hit the spot. There's a burger restaurant like really close to where I live, and it's tempting sometimes. It's real tempting. It's open 24 hours too. Or no, I think that's another place. Whatever. I used to live somewhere where the grocery store was open 24 hours, and that was good because my old job required me to be out and about at like midnight. That's around the time where I would come back home. So, that was actually the time where I did my groceries when I came back. Because sometimes I knew I'd forgotten the milk and I had to stop at the grocery store. A lot of things in Magiform were just working names that stuck. Like the word Magiform just came about and didn't leave. I did not want it to be the title. And drops. Like I don't know. There were gonna be something else. There's this other kind of monster that's recurring in some of my old stories because I would just basically use the same design for everything. And those are called fumes. And I'm pretty sure they started in Paltico Island. They're like a little bit what drops are, and they're definitely like the parallel to what Endo would have used in Paltico Island. Okay, time to pull that back. Okay, I want to make a little border. Short and stout. Here is its handle. Here is its spout. Again, sometimes I just say things. That's why my friends appreciate me, because I'm always right. I'm always right to say them. You're trying to catch Chair in Pokemon Arceus, but it seems impossible. I wish I could help you there. I still haven't gotten the game yet. I barely touched the Brilliant Diamond even. Like I'm almost at the part with Dialga, but I just haven't had the time to do that. Plus, I just don't have the money for Arceus right now. Uh, yeah, I wish I could help you there. But alas, I cannot. I've kept mine eyes spoiler free, and thus cannot help. Drops are fun to color too. It's like there's no hard rules with them. Just put some light in there. I don't know, make them glow. Many things glow in Magiform. I think one more layer should do it. Oh, polygonal lasso tool, my beloved. Found it. Woo. I don't know. All I heard about Charon in that game is apparently they had to patch the game because it was too aggressive or something, which sounds really funny, but I wouldn't know. One thing I am excited about though is Shaman, because Shaman is one of my favorite Pokemon, and I finally got Oak's letter, and I'm going to shiny hunt it once I finish the game. I think it is the only way you can get one. Okay, hold on, what's going on here? Forgot to color a spot. Stream, Shaman, shiny hunting, or what? Unfortunately, I don't super know how to connect my Switch to that. I might look into it, but I don't know if I have the equipment for that. I did do a Nuzlocke stream at one point with my friend. It's not on this channel. I might just do a Nuzlocke stream, like, just on Twitch here if anyone's interested. I like doing Nuzlocks. Have I saved this yet? That may be a good idea to save it. Did you hear Nuzlocke? Yeah, you heard Nuzlocke. I like me a Nuzlocke. The first webcomic I was gonna do, it was a black Nuzlocke. I had it all planned out, and I just did not end up doing it because I was starting college and I was busy. What's the question? I don't know. I don't know. The question is a superhero, an entity hero, created by Steve Ditko. See, I've been trying to do Nuzlocks where no one dies. I mean, that's the objective, but like, you know, someone always does. So far, I've been playing Brilliant Diamond. I've actually been doing a Nuzlocke, and so far there's only been one. It's my record so far, and I would rather not jinx it. And those comics, I was maybe gonna do like a little side thing for that comic, because I know that comics take so long to do, so I was gonna maybe make it more of an ass blog or something on Tumblr. That way, I don't have to stick to like a bunch of pages and comic theory and stuff. I can just post some images. Would be a little easier for me as I try to do other projects. One thing that really inspires me to do Nuzlocke comics is that whenever I play a Pokemon game, I try to think of a different story that's happening, like with the plot. Okay, let's see if overlay makes it look better. Okay, I kind of like that. So I had an X1 where I pretended that the whole time the Pokemon team was actually a mystery dungeon team. I had one that was a murder mystery. And the thing is, like, I had a lot of ideas for them, but I never ended up doing anything with it because I know that comics are a lot of work. And it's a commitment. Honestly, mad respect for people who do fan comics because, like, you can't even monetize that. I mean, I guess speaking of Nuzlocks, when that was streaming, I would stay up to date with the Salty DK Dance Friendlock series. Like I watched every stream of the second season, and I watched like maybe the last two of the first one. But yeah, that was fun. I think it's a nice spin on it. It's really funny. Okay, now I guess it's time for the glowy part. What color will you be? Oh yes, I like this. Nuzlocke Comics is probably where some of the seed was planted in terms of like where I started to want making comics, because I definitely read a lot. Because there's such a wide range of tone that you can find with them, such a wide range of tone and art style and like art improvement and stuff. It's really nice to see. No, I think that needs to be like more bright orange. That works. It's honestly harder to do zigzags, little Magiform glowy bubbles, because uh, it's hard to get a good green in CMYK, or at least it's hard to get a good, like, really bright green. But I do everything in CMYK, so it's less complicated for me to print it later down the line. So, over time it pays off. During Poketober, one of the prompts for a day was favorite shiny Pokemon, and my favorite shiny is Espeon because it's really green and neon and dumb, and I love it. And so for that, I had a lot of like really bright neon green in that piece, and I did it in Clip Studio Paint in RGB. So when I went to print that, because I printed a couple for for the convention I went to, and I sold a couple too. It was fun, but I went there with these little zines with all my Inktober stuff, and that green did not print out neon. It printed out like much darker, because that's just how it is. You can't print that bright a green. And I was fine with it because it wasn't like super important to the piece. It was still green, but you know, it's just it's just stuff you learn. Time for more glow. So after this, I think it'll be the gradient, some shading, and maybe some highlights on vanilla and pumpkin, and then we should be done. So, when chapter 1 happens, and Tempercaros makes first contact with the Lolo and the rest of the kids, he's standing on space, but for the entire rest of the in-between and how it's shown, there are floors. What is he standing on? What are they standing on? I don't know. I think it's just a place where gravity plays fast and loose with people, so it's just he can stand there. It's kind of just like glass. It looks clear, but there's something there. It's fine. Your favorite shiny would be Ralts or Ponyta. Ponyta is a very nice shiny. I really like Ribombee, or like a bunch of them that just turn pink. I really like that. Shiny Mega Garchomp is nice. Okay, here we go. Again, this is just problem solving. I'm doing whatever I feel is good in the moment. You know, reference is important, but sometimes your heart is important. So Dratini and Dragonair, yeah. I like Shiny Dragonite too. He kind of gives me a storyboard dragon vibe. I like Shiny Mawile too, because I caught one in Pokemon Go and it really grew on me. She's pink. Her name is Cherry Soda. I guess speaking of Mawile, there is this animatic that's been in the back of my head for a bit, set to 6, or the first song is X-Wise, right? Yeah, X-Wise from 6 the musical, but it's Pokemon. I don't know. It's been playing in my head whenever I play the song. So I don't know. I want to get back into doing some animatics on YouTube because, again, I've upgraded my equipment, and that includes my subscription to Storyboard Pro. So I have a newer version of the program now, and that's gonna make it a whole lot easier for me to actually do things with it. Like, man, I had a version that didn't have Automat. I did this one animatic on YouTube set to a song in French about Pikachu that I've had on my team. I did that for the 25th anniversary of Pokemon, and at the end of that animatic, there's this one shot that is like around 100 panels. It's basically like a big whooshy camera swoosh uh, scene of all the league battles, all the final Champion League battles, and again, it's like over 100 panels, and I had to hand mat all of that because I didn't have the button that you can press to do it for you. So yeah, that's on my website. I'm bragging about that because I did that. There's this one. There's another one with that's got to do with Lupin the Third that I want to get out at one point. I don't know. I contain multitude of AMVs that may one day exist. But for now, let's just finish this cover. I like shiny Verizon. I caught one, very luckily, in Omega Ruby, and her name is Bubblegum. Alright, time for the gradients. The drops may be behind Vanilla and Pumpkin, but they're both not glowing, so I feel it's fine to have the gradients show up in front of them. Might pull this back a little, but I'm just getting it down. I like how yellow glows, it's so shiny. Should have seen me yesterday. We watched Wolfwalkers in the group chat, and everyone was just frothing at the mouth from how good this movie looks. It's a nice one. I'm still not gonna pull it back too much. Maybe I can blur it. Okay, I think this looks better. Let's have another layer. Just for more subtle distinction. gonna try to not go too hard with the orange because it makes it less bright. Okay, I think we got it. But I am gonna have some stuff here. I want some kind of a transition between the white and the color. Okay, time for shading. I think I'm gonna lean more blue for this. Okay, I like how this is turning out. Shading on top of gradients, I love how it turns out. Again, I'm just doing the roughs first. I'm getting an idea of what the shading is gonna look like, and then I refine it after. I guess it's also a rule of webcomics. Work harder in the earlier stages, and you will not work as hard in the later ones. So, I'm blocking in all the spots where shadows should be. So I only have to do the details when I zoom in. Hmm. That I could go with. Yeah, okay. Let's make it a little bit darker so there's a difference in value. Huh, let's just go 100% for that one. One trick that people use is you make characters more simplified in art style. So one thing I'll often do is I'll use slightly more vague shading on background objects like the tree, and like background or foreground. You get me. And for the characters, it's pretty much only going to be one layer with no transfer brushes whatsoever. That way the eye is drawn to like the simplest thing, Because when you're looking at something, your brain wants to go to the thing that is the simplest to analyze, because that's just survival instinct. Simple equals good equals no snake hiding in it. We're just weird monkeys. Or apes, I guess. Monkeys have tails. Just a little bit of light here. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? It's the 3rd March of 2020. How how goes it? For me, like, it's been ups and downs, but mostly I'm doing good. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. It's weird doing like precise stuff with Magiform sometimes because I want to keep the style a little consistent. And when I started it, I did not know how to use Photoshop. Like, barely. Meanwhile, now I can even use Clip Studio Paint, which usually comes out looking better. Yeah, I do think we're almost done here. 4 hours per day, but we're doing fine. Yeah, I guess that's the mood. I've actually been doing, I've been trying out biphasic sleep for a while, and it's working for me. It's, when you wake up in, like, the middle of the night, you just, you stay up for a little bit, and when you're tired, you go back to sleep. For me, it's working. It makes me feel more well rested, because I wake up in the middle of the night anyway. I think I just have a weird circadian rhythm. Don't have such powers, but you would like to. Well, everyone has their own solutions to stuff. I happen to hear about it, and it works for me. So I'm trying to do that more. I also finally started getting on antidepressants sometime during quarantine, so that is good. It's more so for anxiety, but, like, still an improvement. It's been nice to take a step back and realize, oh, okay, this is what it feels like to be normal. That's good. Well, not normal, but, like, you get me, having an endocrine system that makes sense. The one good like silver lining from the pandemic is that people have gotten a little time to reflect, and that's the one good thing that people are thinking about their life situations and trying to improve them. It's a bit weird that they don't cast shadows on the background, but I I don't think I did that last time. I think those are supposed to be like independently lit backgrounds, even though the drops are lighting them. Hmm. Be real careful here, because for some reason I don't feel like using a layer mask. Though you should use an actual mask on your face. I don't think it's much of a surprise after the message under like most of the recent episodes. Keep social distancing, wear your masks, get vaccinated, take care of yourself. Yeah, I think it looks better if the tree doesn't have much gradient on it. I am gonna add some streamers, because it's not a party without some streamers. The shading's so pretty. Thank you. I try. Okay, it's gonna be behind the background. And I want it to be, I think there might be some pink in there, but mostly yellow and orange. Try to keep it consistent. It is their story. I like doing the streamers. It's another, like, if the more janky they look, the better. Because it's supposed to look more natural. Okay, let's add some pink. Maybe over here. Oh, okay, nope. That is the navigator window. Okay, yeah, I think this brings it together. I may fiddle with it a bit more, but should be good. And I'm going to add some of those weird blue spots for good measure. Not color burn. Remember in chapter 1 where there's like weird blue spots where Temps is standing? Yeah, we'll bring that back. Just trying to blend them a little. Yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's remember Bob Ross by cutting ourselves some slack. I really trying to push myself with the colors here because chapter 1 me could never. I want to flex on myself. Okay, I think that's done. Woo, chapter 6. That was my wrist cracking because I'm stretching it. So all right, this is all we're gonna do today. I do want to show the art, the line work for chapter 7. I'm either gonna do that off screen or just do another stream. Chances are I'll do the latter. Though I am kind of busy this month, so it might have to wait till April. So you guys want to see the cover for chapter 7? If the which character have we not covered? Bam! It's the drops. What is that? That is an eldritch monstrosity. I think I'm gonna make it like a bunch of rainbows, cause yeah, maybe this part could be like purple. I want to make this one at the center blue to kind of tie it all together. Yellow, orange, some green and red in the background, make it Christmassy, and then like maybe some grayer tones in here. So yeah, this is chapter 7, baby. So thanks for hanging out. This was fun. I would love to try to stream more often. It's just with Magiform, usually we're dealing with spoiler content, and I don't have a lot of pieces that are explicitly for for public use while I'm working on them. But yeah, I'll try to figure things out, see if there's anything that I can work on while streaming. But yeah, again, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see y'all next time. Also, thanks for reading my comic. It means the